Let's start off with looking at the weekly S&P 500 chart here. You can see that it is a close with an inside week, a little bit of a hangman type of a candle. So next week we'll see would it be able to come back up and make a new all-time high, or pull back and correct a little bit more before it launch another push to the high. Let's take a look at the broader market indexes. With the NASDAQ lost the most, lost 0.75%, or losing 57 point or so. And the Russell 2000 actually gained a little bit over 1%, and that's probably due to the rebalancing of the index. Now let's take a look at the E-mini future. The ES actually gained a little bit of 0.13%, a little bit over a little bit under 3.75, and the NQ, the Nasdaq E-mini future, lost 0.34%, or 26 points. And looking at the S&P 500 daily chart here, ever since that it made a intraday all-time high, we're basically looking for a little bit of a pullback, which we got last week. And at the end of the week, it actually got a nice bounce back up. So right now, we could be seeing a little bit more of an upside if the market interpret the recent outcome of the G20 meeting between the U.S. and China on the trade front to be positive. Then we could possibly see a retest of the all-time high and possibly put in a new all-time high here. So let's go and take a look at the NASDAQ 100. And on the NASDAQ 100, you can see also got a pullback below the 76.72, and right now it's just kind of hovering that. So it is still a bit away from the all-time high, but I wouldn't be surprised if it takes out this high here next week. Then we could see a push toward the all-time high. But if it take out this low, then we could see a possibility of revisiting the 75.05 level. Then the Russell 2000, with the rebalancing, you can see that the last couple of days of the week, it really surged up, and we took the 1554 level. So right now it's basically trying to come up to this level here. So we keep an eye on it to see what it be able to get above that. And if so, then if it could, then we could see the possibility of coming up on this high here. But if it decide to move back below this 1554, then we could see the possibility of the 1505 level once again. Then for the crude oil market, the crude oil, we're saying that if the tension continue to be high or continue to escalate in the Middle East, we could possibly see oil back up at the $60 level. It seems like early in the week it was trying to push through that, but right now it seems to be coming back down to this 58.16 area and fill this gap here. So right now we're basically watching this 58.16 to see would it provide some kind of support, and then have another push up to the 1639. If this 58.16 is violated, then we could see it push back down to the 55.46 on the downside. Then for the gold continue to push up strongly early in the week. Remember, we're talking about a lot of FOMO is coming in on gold, and wouldn't be surprised me at all to see gold come back down, retest its 1380, and possibly get back down to this 1364. Then that would be a good location to start looking for some long setup to get back into the gold. But you can see that it actually gapped up right on Monday, and then on Tuesday we got more FOMO coming in, so a lot of long got trapped here. Now it's came all the way back down, pulled back here to around 1400, and then pushed back again. So we'll see if this thing could not get up and retake this high here. Then I'll be watching watching go. If it dip back below the 1400, then you might see a little bit more selling. And once again, if it come down to this 1380 or 1364, we'll be looking for a long trade location. And here the semiconductor seems to, be pulling back to this 105 and might be try to dip down to this 59. And Micron came out with earning and some statement thinking that the inventory and the demand will turn in the second half of the year, push the semiconductor sector up. And right now it seems to kind of stall at this 112 level. If it decides to move back down, then again, once again, I'll be looking at this 105.43. Right, so basically, we'll be looking to see would it be able to, break out above the 112 and close above that. If it's not, if it come back down, then basically we are looking at a pullback of some sort on the semiconductor sector and possibly come back down to retest this 105. Then on the financial was also showing some weakness until the last day of the week. That's basically after the latest stress test that these bank basically got to go ahead to increase the dividend payout, and that basically what moved the financial stock up and getting back above the 2752 area. But we'll see how long will that last, because if the interest rate cut is going to happen, then the bank margin will be under pressure, and most likely we'll see the bank coming back down, work its way back down to possibility at the lower boundary of this trading range as somewhere around the 25. But if optimism is continue to push the bank up, if it could take out this high, then we basically could look at somewhere around a little bit over 28. If you like the content in this video, click the thumbs up. If you are not a subscriber of my video channel on YouTube, click the subscribe and the notification icon so you won't miss any future video from me.